Now moving on to our second level, Ice Cream Island. Ooh, ice cream sounds good, which is why Kirby was dreaming of everything except for ice cream. Because, you know, totally, when I think of Ice Cream Island, I think of everything except for ice cream. So, Ice Cream Island is our second stage. It's a lot similar to one of the levels within the first game, as it has these exploding coconuts. Why are they exploding? That's concerning. Oh. Now that right there was an accident. This tends to happen whenever I'm using the Hori Battle Pad. For Kirby's Adventure, I tend to accidentally go through doors. Anyway, that waddle-doo right there would have given us not the beam ability, but the Mighty Parasol. Oh, you'll be seeing how mighty Parasol is soon enough. Parasol is also one of my favorite abilities, because it's just so dumb, yet so effective. Scarfies. Never inhale or use your suction ability next to a Scarfie. They will turn into their true form, in which they are but ugly, and will dart towards Kirby. I hate Scarfies. Scarfies are evil. Usually whenever I see one, I kill it. I hate Scarfies. Oh look, little Waddle-Doo coming down to get killed. Silly Waddle. Oh, now Waddle-Dee wants to come down? Uh-oh. That right there is a little crash bomb. If that falls off an edge at any point before you kill it or absorb it, you will end up getting hit no matter what, because it causes a screen nuke. Absorbing it will give you the crash ability, if you so need it. Oh, look at all the wispy woods around. It's almost as if I just killed him. Now this episode's gonna be a little bit longer than the last one, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologize for that. But let us now use our Tornado ability. Tornado is pretty good for getting long distances and flying away, but, oh, so close to number 1. Doot. So that takes care of level 1. So now we unlock level 2 and what looks like a little area right there. That's what I was thinking of, because for some odd reason that looks just like an area you can go inside. So I'm thinking, oh, I can simply go in there. No, you can't. That's just, you know, background decor. But let's go now to level 2 and pop. There we go. Now, Tornado, the only bad side, I would say, about Tornado is that you end up moving around in a lot of places to where you wouldn't want to with Tornado. It's very effective when you're going around places and there's a lot of enemies around, but other than that, you can be in kind of a little bit of danger. Alright, so flying out into the background to the desert. This is clearly not on an island. Now, whenever there are enemies that are like this around, that means that you are going to be facing another boss. In this case, a giant wheelie, which will give you the wheel ability. Wheel is also one of my favorite abilities because it is powerful. Of course, I ended up losing that. Wheel would be very effective around here because it can travel long distances very quickly. Plus, also, I'd be able to get that little drink right there easily, but I can still go like this. And that wheelie just committed suicide. So, let's grab our sword, run to the distance of the desert. Maybe we'll find Titus. Alright, it looks like the parachuting patrol came in with a drink and a Waddle-Dee. But that's the end of the level. That's really the gimmick of a lot of Kirby levels. They're generally really short. It wouldn't be until later Kirby games in which they started increasing the lengths of the levels. But we got our first number 1, which means we get to do our little dance, which is made out of our falling animations. Yes, the NES was powerful when compared to the Game Boy, but not powerful enough compared to, say, the SNES, to where, you know, we could do a lot more graphical fidelity. I was debating on whether to do Kirby's Superstar for this little Summer of Bits section, but I decided not to. Anyway, we managed to grab that first Kirby, and I got lucky because it would have fallen otherwise. So let's grab the second fat Kirby and get ourselves quite a few lives. Now, I'm not entirely certain that lives get saved, but building up lives in Kirby games is not too hard. So we got ourselves some bonuses, so we got ourselves 4 lives. Sweet. So now we're at an even 10. So now let's go to level 3 with more parachuting Waddle-Doos. So give me that Parasol. The Mighty Parasol. The mightiest of all copy abilities. Why? Because in later Kirby games, it is utterly broken. There are a lot of Kirby abilities that if you know how to use them correctly, you can break the game. Parasol is one of them. Right now, all we can really do is, you know, smack things with it. But we can't attack up. But once this thing gets combos in later Kirby games, I think they start getting the combos at its earliest. I want to say Kirby Superstar for the SNES. You'll see just how broken things like Parasol can be. Or Hammer. Hammer can give you invincibility frames like nothing else. I think the best indication of this is Kirby's Adventure on the Wii, which I'm going to constantly call it that because in other regions, that's pretty much what it's called. It's called Kirby's Adventure Wii, which I kind of like. But then again, I like Return to Dreamland's name for the North American release. But that's pretty much what it is. It's just another Kirby's Adventure game, just on the Wii, in a similar style. Now, what makes Parasol broken in this game? See how its top goes through the floors? You can damage enemies that are above you with Parasol without even needing to be on the same plane as them. We're going to see that in this right now, as Meta Knight sends his goons after us to test our abilities. So we instead use our Parasol ability, to where this guy right down here is probably the most annoying. He takes 2 Parasols, or you could just absorb him. Absorbing his, I guess, crew members. Meta Knight's crew members won't give you any copy abilities, but as you can see, look at that. Parasol, the mighty broken Parasol. So broken, so glorious. All hail the Parasol. It will keep you from the sun and just show you to your death. It's just glorious. So pretty much for this section right here, you just have to kill all of the enemies that Meta Knight sends after you. It's after this one that I realized it's just a lot easier to get rid of your copy ability and absorb them, because one hit and your copy ability flies out. And I've already lost my Parasol, so what am I gonna do? I've lost the mighty Parasol. I might as well just give up, or just consume everything around me. Whichever comes first. I'm like a cute and adorable Majin Buu. Which begs the question, which one came first? I think Majin Buu came out before Kirby did. So there's that, but alright, let's go and just get that, and ow. First death. Don't worry, we're going to see a lot of deaths like that. Usually whenever I come out of a Meta Knight room, I tend to end up dying because it's just really annoying. Anyway, one thing that was added in for Kirby's Adventure is that you can attack while underwater even if you don't have a copy ability. By hitting the B button, you'll spray a little bit of water out that does damage. But see, look, we even just made up the life we just lost. Yay! I love that little jingle. It's always been one of my favorite in the Kirby franchise. But what's that? Looks like something from Bubbly Clouds. And you would be right. A lot of things in this game reuse music from the first Kirby game, such as Bubbly Cloud. And there goes into a problem that tends to happen to me a lot. Whenever you're sucking up in the air, you can't do anything until Kirby stops. So you need to watch out for that. Not only that, you also need to watch out for enemies that can hit you and cause you to go into stun. Because whenever there's pits around, like in this game, you will fall into the pit. I'm saying that because there's going to be another death later on that exact thing ends up happening to. And that is annoying when you lose a life because you couldn't control Kirby. Where is it going to be? It's going to be, I think it's going to be one of these guys around here. So just ignoring all of them. This guy. So as you can see, there was nothing I could do there. I got hit and I bounced, and until Kirby stops having his ouch little icon on the bottom, you can't move. So that death was not my fault as much as I shouldn't have hit the enemy. But since I did hit the enemy and it bounced me off into a pit, I died. Knockback is something that a lot of old NES games and a lot of old games in general just tend to be the worst way. Probably the worst offender I would say would be Castlevania. Ooh, the knockback in Castlevania games is ridiculous. But, ooh, looks like we have Mr. TikTok here. So why don't we end up hitting him with that and steal his ability, which gives you Mike. Now, Mike is technically a formation of an ability that you could have in the first game. Whenever there was a microphone around and Kirby absorbed it, it would do just that when you spit it out. You would end up causing a screen nuke. Now, Mike is a little development on that. Each stage of Mike, each time you use it, a different type of microphone comes out, and it becomes more powerful. You can hit up to 3 with the mic, and that's about it. So make sure you use it sparingly if you need it. Now, those cannons are invincible, so you don't need to do that. I just don't like using mic too much because it's really not necessary to use it. But let us absorb this Waddle Dee, kill that Waddle Doo, even though I probably should have used him, because now I'm going to have to take some damage in order to get to that drink that I want. So, fine. Let's go down. Now, what does killing all the enemies around you get? Points. What do points get you? Absolutely jack shit. This is the time in which points were still considered somewhat big, I suppose. Honestly, besides inside things such as arcades, I never saw the point of putting points inside of home console games, really. Perhaps if you wanted to be competitive, or if it was a straight arcade port, I'd understand that. But in Kirby's Adventure's case, it's just a plain game designed specifically for home consoles. I don't know, it was an era in which before I was born. This was actually released a year before I was born. So, just gives you an idea of how young I am compared to many other people. But, ooh, we unlocked an arena. Now, what is that? We'll be seeing that soon enough. In fact, I think we're actually going to go to it right now. So, an arena, 2 fighters go in, but only 1 will leave. You can get a tomato and an ability for a win. Yes, so pretty much for this area, you end up just going against an enemy, and once you do, you end up killing him, you get an ability. So in this case, we'll get the freeze ability. Now, what I'm doing is stupid. What I need to do is just absorb the ice, shoot it at him, and then just wait again for him to launch it, because this guy's not too bright. So, suck that in, got the freeze ability, and get a maximum tomato. You can use these rooms anytime you want. They do not lock at all, so you can always get an ability. The other room that's up there is a museum, which also can give you abilities if you so need them. But I generally don't use the museums as much if there's an arena around. Alright, so let us freeze this Waddle Dee. That poor Waddle Dee, all he was doing was just parachuting down. And who the hell parachutes cannons? Now that's just dickish. Oh, I lost my freeze ability. Oh well. It's not too much of a loss, really. Alright, going over this way. Let's find where that Waddle Dee went. There he is. And now he is trapped for all eternity because he does not seem to know how to jump past his initial jump. Alright, so going up over this way, and we got wheelies. We got 3 of them. So why don't I absorb one? Okay, there was another one. I have no idea where it went, but this is the wheel ability. Wheel ability is very helpful for going long distances as well as going through small crevices. It actually makes you invincible to things such as spikes and Gordos. So make sure you use that. You could also go over things such as pits with wheel if you are fast enough. Wheel is pretty good. It also can deal a lot of damage if you know how to use it properly. So let's go inside here and get the drink, because those 2 Gordos are just gonna go left and right for all eternity. Now that enemy right there, that one with the cap, I forget what those are called. I forget Kirby names a lot, except for the ones that I hate. And in that case, that one, if you absorb it, you get the sleep ability. Sleep, pretty much you are completely helpless. You can't do anything, so you need to watch out for that. So, let's just keep going forward. Kill him. I probably could have used that. Ooh, I can get my Parasol ability. Ooh, Parasol. It's broken. I love it. Yes. Feel me and my fabulousness. Oh, my fabulousness. It's back. Good. My fabulousness. Fine. I'll take honor instead. Now I kind of want to see if there's actually mods for like games like Skyrim to where I could just use a Parasol as my weapon. Now these guys right here, they give you the high jump ability, which is very kind of necessary in this room, which is why I shouldn't have killed them. At first, I wasn't realizing, wait, these are blocks that I can break. Oh, right, these are blocks, because it looks kind of like a background decor sort of thing. So that was my fault entirely. So, just go through. It's kind of like a maze, but I have 1 hit left, and you can guess what happens. Yeah, I'm not too good at old games. That's especially apparent. So let's get the high jump ability and get ourselves around here, shall we? Right? Ow. Now you don't need to worry about whenever you fall down, because whenever you fall down, high jump works, but you also need to watch out for the crash bombs. Now right here, there's a moon in the side. I was thinking it was gonna be like Kirby's Dream Land, that you can go through the moon for a little secret, but you can't. Now this guy right here drops a Maximum Tomato. If you end up blowing at him and destroy the Maximum Tomato, it's gone, ladies and gentlemen. So you can actually destroy Maximum Tomatoes if you're not careful, which is kind of a dick move. I'm not gonna lie. So, oh, this is the worst I've done so far. But that takes care of level 5, leaving the DDD boss and a little room right here with the star that we saw last time. Those are warp rooms. Basically, you can go into those and you can end up traveling to previous levels if you need to. But let's fight this Mr. Freeze guy right here because I can easily beat him. So, get the freeze ability. Get ourselves a Maximum Tomato, even though we don't need it. I wish we could store items. That wouldn't be a thing until literally Triple Deluxe, which I think is the best one. So, Warp Star Station. This star will take you to another stage. Hop on a star with a number, and let's go. So, if you hop on it with a 1, you head back to Vegetable Valley. Go on 2, back to Ice Cream Island. Pretty much just rinse and repeat. You can use the Warp Star rooms as many times as you want. This is usually just in case you want to do backtracking, grind up for lives, grind up for certain abilities, because later on we're going to have certain switches once we get into them that actually require certain abilities to get them, which is fairly annoying. But let's go and take on our second boss, the Paint Roller, who I do absolutely terrible on, I'm not going to lie. I do horrible. What does he do? He draws. He draws your doom. And also gets stuck in a corner with ice until he hits you. And I lost the ability, so great. So what you need to do is you can end up absorbing some of the Paint Roller's things that he throws at you. And you can shoot them back at him, such as this baseball. He also drops copy abilities. I believe the next one he's going to draw is a Parasol. So I can get the mighty Parasol. I shall hit you with my umbrella. And there's Bomb, which would give you the crash ability, I believe. So, Parasol. Right, so we can only get hit 1 more time, otherwise I die. So, what do you think's gonna happen? Well, I can tell you what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be pretty, because Paint Roller dies. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359, and I'll see you guys next time.